What if I told you that Google's biggest announcement this year wasn't really about glasses? See, on the surface, it looked like a typical launch XR platform, flashy visuals, AI integration in the works. But buried in the presentation, like really tucked in, was something way bigger than anyone expected. Because this wasn't just about headsets. It wasn't even really about hardware, and even a magnetic. It was about a quiet shift in how we'll interact with the world and how Google plans to control that shift. They didn't scream it from a stage. They just slipped it in mid-demo like it was no big deal. But make no mistaking, this was a power play, the actual reveal. That your next pair of glasses might not just show you information, they might shape what you see. And the tech powering it, it never sleeps, it watches. It learns. It filters. So yep, this wasn't a product launch. This was Google changing the rules of computing again. Section 11, goodbye screens. Hello space. For decades, we've done the same thing: opened up a screen, tapped around, stared at a rectangle. Phones, tablets, laptops, doesn't matter. The form factor barely changed, and even a magnetic. But during this launch, Google said it out loud that era is over. They're not just building a new device, they're throwing out the screen entirely. And even a magnetic. Android XR, their new platform, isn't here to extend your phone, it's here to replace it. And how? By turning everything around you into the interface. The pitch is simpling. Instead of dragging your finger across glass, you just use your voice, your hands, your eyes. And Gemini, Google's AI engine, handles the rest. It's immersive, it's responsive, and it doesn't live inside your phone anymore. It lives in space. That's the bet they're making. And even a magnetic. That we're ready to ditch rectangles and start computing like we exist in 3D. Section 2, enter Gemini, the brain behind the glass. Here's where it starts getting serious. The glasses themselves, that's just hardware. What makes them powerful, maybe even dangerous, is Gemini. This isn't some voice assistant upgrade. Gemini is a full-blown multimodal AI that sees what you see, hears what you say, and understands the context. It doesn't wait for you to ask. It anticipates. Even a magnetic. You're walking through a city. It might tell you who built the cathedral you're standing next to. Looking for food. It might suggest that seafood spot you didn't even know you were craving. The interface is your voice, your gaze, a quick hand gesture. That's it. No more apps. No more typing. Just interaction. It's not just AI baked into the system, it is the system. And that's what makes this more than just a new form factor. It's a shift in how we think about using computers. Because Gemini isn't just powering XR, it's replacing the UI we've used for the last 20 years. Section 3G. This wasn't about headsets, it was a glasses reveal. At first glance, the whole event looked like a headset demo. XR platform, VR environments, YouTube and spatial 3D, the usual stuff. But then, mid-sentence, almost like a throwaway line, they dropped this: that will include glasses for Android XR designed for all-day wear. Wait, what? That's it. That's the reveal. Right there. Tucked inside a sentence. Because this wasn't a headset launch. It was the soft launch of Google's next-gen smart glasses. But not the clunky, weird-looking ones from 10 years ago. These are meant to blend in. All-day wear. Real-time assistance. Always on, always listening, always responding quietly and visibly. And that's the move. Headsets are temporary. Glasses are persistent. Headsets are for gaming or watching stuff. Glasses are for living. By downplaying them, Google made them less threatening. But make no mistake, the glasses are the endgame. And once they're on your face, they're not coming off. Section 4G, prediction mode activated. So here's where things start to blur between helpful and kind of creepy. Because Gemini isn't just responding to you. It's predicting you. Even a magnetic, you're watching a baseball game. It tells you the player's stats before you even think to ask. Standing outside a museum, it's already ready, pulling up facts about the architecture. Hungry, it's suggesting a place based on the way you're looking around. That's not assistance. That's anticipation. And this isn't theoretical, Google showed it. Real-time location awareness, natural conversation, cultural context. The system doesn't just answer questions. It tries to think ahead of them. It's a shift from reactive to proactive computing. And the glasses, they're just the delivery method. The interface disappears, and all that's left is an AI that learns you, follows you, maybe even shapes what you pay attention to. This isn't about opening apps or searching Google anymore. Even a magnetic, it's about having a computer that acts before you even realize you need it. And yep, whether that's genius or invasive really depends on how much you trust who's running it. Section 5G, and even a magnetic. The UX of invisibility. Here's what really sets Google apart right now. They're not trying to impress you. They're trying to disappear. While Apple made Vision Pro a flex, big, bold, unmistakable, Google is taking the exact opposite approach. Their goal is to make this tech so subtle, so frictionless, that you forget it's even there. And that's not just a design choice, it's a strategy. They're shrinking displays, making glasses look like normal eyewear, and a magnetic, no bulky straps, no glowing lights, no reason for anyone to think twice when you're wearing them. Because the less the tech stands out, the more easily it blends into your routine. And once it's there, once it feels normal, you stop questioning it. That's what they're building, and even a magnetic, a system that doesn't interrupt your day, it becomes your day. And the genius or danger in that approach. Once something's invisible, it's almost impossible to opt out. You don't notice it anymore. And that's exactly how it stays in control. Section 6U, and even a magnetic. The platform play, here's where it stops being about glasses and starts being about control. Because what Google's really doing here is building a platform. A full-stack ecosystem that wraps together hardware, AI, software, and third-party developers all orbiting around Gemini. They've already got Samsung on board, Unity's integrated. YouTube's being rebuilt for immersive formats. Developers get the Android XR SDK, access to familiar tools like Android Studio and Jetpack, plus Play Store distribution for XR apps. They even showed off how legacy apps will run out of the box. This isn't just a product rollout. It's infrastructure, and it's global. But here's the real play. Even though Android XR uses open standards, the intelligence that drives all of it, Gemini, is closed. And even a magnetic, that AI doesn't belong to the developer community. It belongs to Google. So yeah, they're opening the gates, but they're keeping the crown. Because if you control the layer that people interact with all day, voice, vision, memory, you don't just own the device. You own the experience. Section 70, trust issues. Here's the part Google didn't dwell on, and probably won't anytime soon. This kind of passive, predictive, always-on computing, it doesn't just ask for your trust. It demands it. You're not pressing buttons or issuing commands. You're living inside a system that watches, listens, and even interprets constantly. And the only reason it works is because you stop thinking about it. But that's also what makes it risky. Because if the system gets something wrong, or worse, if it gets too much right and starts shaping your choices without you noticing, that's not just tech. That's behavioral steering, a magnetic. And the unspoken bet Google's making here is that if they make the experience feel seamless, if it's useful enough, fast enough, and even a magnetic, magical enough, we'll skip over the privacy questions. We'll trade control for convenience, and maybe not even realize we're doing it. Because once the interface disappears, so do the lines between what we want up and we're being shown. Section 8, memory, culture, and even a magnetic and perception. There was a moment easy to miss when someone casually said, "I can't wait to spatialize old videos." And even a magnetic, it'll feel like you're right in your memories again. That line, it's not just a cool feature, it's a reframe of reality, and even a magnetic. Because if Gemini can reconstruct your memories, let you walk through a moment from years ago, relive it in full 3D, with audio, with spatial cues, what does that actually mean? For nostalgia grief, for trauma. Google isn't just building tools to help you live better. They're giving you a way to re-edit your past, to revisit the best parts, or maybe re-experience things you wish you could forget. And then there's culture, even a magnetic. These glasses aren't just translating signs, they're interpreting tone, context, meaning. They're trying to make you feel like a local, no matter where you are, and even a magnetic. But that requires an AI that doesn't just know what things mean, it decides what you should understand. It's empathy coded in algorithms, and even a magnetic. And if that's the lens we start seeing the world through, who's really in control of what we see? What do you think? Comment below, and even a magnetic. And if you found this video interesting, make sure you hit the like button, and also don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more of these kinds of videos. Thanks for watching.